This is the Nobels DEL-mini, a mini delay pedal with 3 delay algorithms, tape, analog and digital. It's going to set you back about €99, so very much in the realms of affordable delay. You can use it in stereo or mono. It's got tap tempo operation as well, and a couple of other interesting features up its sleeve that I think might mean that this pedal should be on your shortlist if you're looking for a new delay pedal in 2024, 2025 and beyond. And hopefully this video will showcase the pedal at the best of its abilities. I'll play it for you in as many different musical snippets and riffs as possible so we can really hear how the 3 different delay algorithms in the pedal can be used in musical ways and possibly some less musical ways, who knows. But I'll also tell you about the specs and the features, and at the end of the video I will give you a few more in-depth opinions about this pedal because Noble sent this to me a few weeks ago to make some videos with, and well, I've played it a lot since then and I have a few opinions to share with you guys about it. Timestamps to everything as usual down there in the description and the comments if you'd like to skip to the parts of the video that suit you best. But I'm going to kick off now and tell you about the specs and the features. But first, Nobels building a delay pedal? Is that really a thing? Well, yes it is. You can quite clearly see that it is. And in the past they have delved into the worlds of delay and modulation. They made the DD800 back in the day, way back. There's a couple of videos on YouTube. It was a quirky, pretty cool digital delay, a pretty nice thing to behold. But this is firmly with its foot in the 21st century. And you can quite clearly see that the DEL-mini looks aesthetically more like the newer Nobels pedals. I've got the ODR-mini 2 Overdrive pedal here, video elsewhere on my channel by the way, and you can see that they fit in, they're part of the same design family. At €99, I think this is also priced really well for that sort of price point. You don't get all of the features often that are in this pedal. So what are those features then? Well, first, if you look at the front of the pedal, you can clearly see that we've got 3 main knobs and a 3-way switch here. The 3 knobs are time, feedback and mix, your standard 3-knob delay pedal controls, if you will, and we've got the 3-mode switch here that lets you move between tape, analog and digital modes. You use the foot switch here to turn the pedal on and off, and hold down the foot switch for 2 seconds and you move into tap tempo mode. Hold the foot switch down again for 2 more seconds and you move back into on and off mode. Now up at the top you can see that we've got a couple of extra knobs here. The first lets you move between buffered bypass and true bypass modes. I'm in buffered bypass for the duration of this video, and buffered bypass gives you delay trails as well. In the middle we've got your standard 9-volt power supply there, and on the right hand side here we've got mono or stereo modes, and you can move between the two. You can either be in mono or you can be in stereo with this pedal, and I'm in stereo for the duration of this video, so wear headphones if you've got the opportunity to do so. Just single jacks for the in and out here, but they're both stereo operable, and that's what I've been doing with the out in this video. Finally, on the back you get the Nobels Mountie P mounting systems as standard with this pedal as well, so if you're using those to attach the pedal to your pedal board, well, they're included with the pedal. So that's the specs and the features, and what we're going to do next is play the DEL-mini in as many different musical styles and settings as I can possibly manage for you today. Now my rig for today is going to be slightly different from my standard rig because I wanted to showcase this pedal in stereo, so we're going from my Tone X1 straight into the DEL-mini. That's going in stereo into my TC Electronic Hall of Fame reverb pedal, and that's going in stereo into 2 channels of my audio interface. So wear headphones again if you can to enjoy the full stereo goodness of this pedal and of the sounds. I'm using my Epiphone Les Paul for the tones. We'll play some riffs with all 3 of the different algorithms just so you can hear how different and how similar they sound, and how they have different strengths and weaknesses when it comes to different musical and creative endeavors. After that, we'll engage the TC Hall of Fame with some big stereo reverbs to do some ambient sort of stuff, and then we'll do a loop at the end where I really twist the knobs, go through all 3 different algorithms, play with the tap tempo, make some wibbly wobbly noises and so on. So again, go to all the timestamps to watch everything you'd like to see, and we'll talk in a bit more detail after the music's done. Okay then, that was the Nobels DEL-mini, and I hope you enjoyed the playing and the tones. Please leave me a comment down there telling me your thoughts about this pedal. Did you like the sounds? Do you think the 3 modes here are a good choice by Nobels? Really looking forward to hearing what you folks think, as usual. But now it's time for me to give you my opinions on this pedal, because I've had it for a few weeks now. The Nobels team sent it to me a few weeks ago to make this video, and a few more that will be coming in future. But I first came into contact with this pedal in September 2024 at the Mannheim Guitar Summit in Germany. The Nobels team weren't showcasing it, they were showcasing the new ODR-1X and ODR-mini 2 pedals, but they sort of showed this to me in secret, and it got me pretty excited straight away, so I couldn't wait to get this one home and test it with my own rig. And what I learned pretty much straight away upon plugging this in is that this is a classic delay pedal with no extra fluff that you don't need, 3 simple classic delay algorithms in tape, digital and analog that work for so many different musical styles, and there's not a lot that you can do wrong with this pedal. There's no deep menu diving, there's no extra knobs that you don't really need, so it's a classic meat and potatoes delay in that way. And for some of you who might want something more in the vein of a Strymon timeline, well, you're going to have to buy something like a Strymon timeline if you really want to go in and fine-tune every parameter. But if you're someone who's looking for a simple delay pedal with, in this case, 3 different modes, that has tap tempo if you need it, that has stereo operation if you want that too, well, this one just works. And I really like all 3 modes on this pedal. I think they all sound great. I think they're all fantastic for kind of embellishing whatever you're playing. They work for many different musical stylings, and they're super easy to dial in as well. Now, the digital mode has the longest of the delays on offer. It's about a second based on my estimations, I think, and it's a really nice, clear, pristine digital delay. It replicates exactly what you played. You do have to wind the feedback up quite far to really get it going on and on and on, but if you want to play stuff like The Edge, that kind of thing, atmospheric indie rock and stadium rock sort of sounds, you've got that in abundance with the digital delay here. And I love the stereo mode in this because you've got the dry signal right in the middle and you've got the delay on the left and right, and it just sounds massive. I really like the digital mode on this pedal. The analog has a much shorter maximum delay time, which I sort of timed as being at about 400 milliseconds maybe, but it's a lovely warm and soft analog delay that never gets in your way, but has some beautiful sounds in it too. It's perfect for a country slapback. It's perfect for adding a bit of ambience and a bit of a sort of 3D-ness to your tone for so many different genres of music as well. It's great to fatten up rhythmic playing or to fatten up leads or solos or something like that when you've got a bit of dirt, because like I said, it never oversteps the playing that you're doing. And it can get a bit weird and wobbly if you manipulate the knobs while you're playing, so that's super cool. But it's a fantastic analog delay, and it just works for so many different things. The tape mode also works for basically any style of music as well, and can go from very subtle to very much in your face. Now, with tape delays, you often associate those with saturation and compression and some wow and flutter and stuff like that, depending on the age of the tape involved. And I think Nobels have used a pretty newish tape for this one, so there is subtle wow and flutter going on, but there is a lot of compression, there is some beautiful pristine high end, and it's a lovely crisp sounding tape delay, really useful for loads of different things. Gets a little bit ambient as well when you dial up the mix too, and it's a really nice sounding thing for so many different styles of music as well. The maximum delay on this one I think is about half a second, about 500 milliseconds, and just like with the analog mode, twist the knobs while you're playing on the tape setting and you can get some beautiful warbly destructive delay sounds as well. If you've not heard those in the demo yet, go back to the loop part because you can really hear that there. You can hear all the extremes that this pedal can go to, including if you max out the feedback knob, you can go into self-oscillation and really get some interesting sonic soundscapes. Overall though, this delay on its own is very much a simple, straightforward delay. There's not loads of craziness in it, but add something like a stereo reverb, like the TC Electronic Hall of Fame in this video, for example, and you're straight into Ambient City, and it was great for post-rock and ambient stuff and indie and alternative genres, shoegaze stuff. It can do all of that. It's a great companion for a big sounding reverb. So Nobels have thought of everything in terms of the sounds. We've got some great other features as well, of course. Having tap tempo is a great option, and I know that many delay players, including me, would appreciate a separate tap tempo switch, but I don't know where you'd fit it on this pedal. We've got stereo operation if you want that too. I think that's a great thing to have if you want it. Buffered or true bypass, also a cool thing to have as well. So it's really a feature stacked mini delay in that sense. And this being a Nobels, it's built like a tank as well. No problems with putting this on on a pedal board and stomping on it multiple times, gig after gig, night after night. It's going to stand up to life on the road. So there's loads to love about the DEL-mini, but what about wishes that I could have if we were designing a second version or a rich signature or something like that? Well, there's not that much I would change, and I think it's all relative as well, because this is a mini pedal. For example, I mentioned it previously, it would be amazing to have a separate tap tempo foot switch, wouldn't it? But again, this pedal's kind of full. There's not that much real estate to add an independent tap tempo switch. In terms of the three delay algorithms, tape, digital and analog, three classics that you can't go wrong with. Now again, if I'm really going to be complaining, I could say, well, maybe it would have been cool to add a more ambient thing, maybe a reverse delay, maybe a crazy modulated delay, maybe even a ping pong delay, because this is stereo and you could really get some massive left-right ear sounds going on. But again, I think Nobels did everything right with the design of this one. And if you want more kind of ambient delays, if you want bigger delays, if you want more options like a separate tone knob, like deep dive menus, and if you really want to fine-tune your delays to the very last percentage point, well, there are plenty of other pedals out there, and most of them are going to be significantly bigger and significantly more expensive as well. So I'm not really missing anything at all with this pedal, I have to say. If I want other kind of delays, I can get them elsewhere. So if you've been watching this video and you're wondering, well, I love the idea of the DEL-mini, but what else is out there? What could be similar that I could look at? Well, there are of course many options when it comes to delay. So find the kinds of delays and the feature set that you want, and then you can kind of narrow it down a bit. But in terms of this price point and these features, you're going to be hard pushed to beat what the DEL-mini offers. Of course, there are cheaper delay pedals out there, but many of them aren't going to have the options or the quality of the Nobels, the DEL-mini. And then if you move up to about 120 euros, so more expensive than the DEL-mini, you could go for something like the TC Electronic Flashback Mini, which lets you beam a single algorithm into it at any one time. That's a super cool pedal. I love the TC reverbs and delays, so for me personally, that would be another great choice. And if you wanted to pick up a genuine analog delay for this sort of a price point, you could try something like the fantastic TC Electronic Bucket Brigade delay or the EHX Memory Toy or something like that. But like I said, in the world of delay, it's also personal, and there are so many different features and options. You've got to pick the ones that work for you. And for me personally, the DEL-mini really works for me. I'm a big fan of mini pedals anyway. I like to build boards of mini pedals and use them, and this is a fantastic pedal to sit on one of those boards. But it's a fantastic delay to sit on a full-size board as well. I love the three delay types that we've got on this pedal. I think they all sound fantastic. I think they're all very musical, and I would only need another delay if I wanted to do really crazy ambient stuff. But that's a beautiful thing as well, mixing this with another delay pedal, and maybe that's going to be a future video on this channel. But great sounds, great features with the tap tempo and the stereo operation too. I really like that about this pedal. It's got basically everything I need, and so I would say if you're in the market for a new delay pedal, check out the DEL-mini, and you never know, this might be the next one that makes it onto your board. I hope that this video has answered all of the questions that you might have had about this pedal, but if there's anything else you'd like to know, leave me a comment down there and I shall answer you to the best of my ability. If you're still around, would make my day if you wanted to like and sub and all of that stuff. But that's been it for today's video. I've been Rich, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.